All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. Thanks for coming back. Also, check out my other podcast, The Manxiety Show, where I do it with my good buddy Corey Brooks, and we talk about, it's not comedy related, but we do take mental health and try laugh it off a wee bit, you know. But yeah, so check that out wherever you get your podcast from too. Also, I'm on YouTube if you want to head over. If you don't want to listen to this, head over to YouTube. Sounds a bit better, right? I'm back here in the basement again, waiting to set up my new studio. Bricks and mortar being built from the ground up, slowly but surely. But I usually go into my daughter's cubby, which got quite comfy with her big gaming chair, and she's taking it back. So, like she pays the mortgage. You know what I mean? Like that's the respect you get when you pay the mortgage in a house and you have kids. They're like, kids like, well, this is fucking my room. Can I use your room for a podcast? No, you can't. So there's that. So yeah. So I go see me do stand up. I'm at the comic strip sometime this month. I got a bunch of shows in the middle around the way, but I like to promote the comic strip ones because, you know, I'm just there. That's where the material is kind of ironed out a little bit, but I am working on a lot of new material around the country and stuff right now. So around New York City and things like that. So do check me out at the comic strip. Check their website. Loving that place, man. Really love the comic strip. I really do. I absolutely adore it. So where do we go? Oh yeah. So this is a story all about how, right? Monday, the Oscars were last night. I had a whole bunch of shit to talk about. I really did. I was going to talk about the rich people, crystals, so many things I was going to talk about, and 90s fashion. That's new. And I was all set, had my notes and already, which I normally don't do notes. Like, I gotta talk about 90s fashion, how shit it is. And I wake up like you to just memes. And I did a meme. I put up a funny joke about it, and I deleted it because I didn't want to be a hack. So maybe I kind of have one of the first comics out there because not many podcasts come out get recorded and released on a Monday. Mine do. I record mine on Monday and release them on Monday. So maybe I'm the one with a hot take. So, yeah, I didn't want to do all the typical jokes that everybody was doing. You know, Will Smith was saying, hey, keep my wife's name out your mouth, but then everyone's got their dick in hers. You know, all that, those kind of jokes. So, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're like me and you normally don't give a shit about the Oscars, because I don't. Now, this episode might come back to bite me, of course, because I am in the entertainment business and Hollywood. I do deal with Hollywood from time to time, and I don't like the Oscars. I don't want to be told how to feel about the Ukraine and stuff like that, right? By rich people to come up and pretend like they've got problems and they're going to change the world, and I don't give a shit. You know, and I do consider myself a bit of an actor, because acting's hard, right? I know they don't have hard lives, by the way. I'm not saying that for a second, but acting itself is hard. So I do give them credit, but they give themselves way more credit than you and I could give them, don't they, really? So a lot of patting on the back in that industry. But nobody gives a shit about the Oscars anymore. Like, who gives a fuck? The movies are shit nowadays, unless it's got Spider-Man or Batman in it. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit anymore about good movies, because they're just dog shit and they're turning over nothing. Now, again, acting is hard. I've been in 2 movies myself. I have been in 2 movies, which are all both available on Amazon Prime, and maybe I'll give out the names of them. But have you ever been so ashamed of yourself? Like, I may as well have done porn. I'm not saying I did or didn't do porn, but I may as well have done porn. That's how ashamed of these 2 movies I was in. And it got big actors. One movie was Christopher Lloyd. The other one was with Eric Roberts. Big movies, small scenes. But then again, there are no small scenes, as they say. Only small actors. And I'm not going to tell you the names of them, but they were dog shit movies. And I'm just, I honestly, I may as well have told you about the time I did gay porn. That I'd be less ashamed. Not that there's anything to be ashamed about being gay. You know, so, you know, I was into, and I played the Artful Dodger in a school production. I was 10, and I did a really good Artful Dodger. He's gone this way, Fagin. Nailed it. If you know Oliver Twist, you would know that's the Artful Dodger talking about Fagin, the main bad guy in the play, in the book. But anyway, so yeah, so the Oscars happened last night, and basically Chris Rock went up being a comedian. who's probably one of the greatest comedians of all times. Arguably, of course, it's all subjective. And he went up on stage and he made fun of Will's wife. Now, a lot of things to be kind of talked about on here is that I don't know much about the Smiths. I see a lot of clips of interviews because I really don't, and maybe it's my fault, right? Maybe I should be more aware of what goes on in celebrities. Like, I noticed something going on with Pete Davidson and Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. I don't know the full story. I don't know if they've an open relationship and then are they separated and Pete's just banging her for a while. I don't know. I generally don't, because I don't pay attention to that kind of shit. So I know Jade and Will have had this podcast where they talk about people they've banged or whatever, or do they have an open relationship? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So if I'm coming at this from something, I don't want the comments, which I'm sure I'll get from people out there saying, you don't know because she has an agreement with him and he loves and you know all that stuff. I don't give a shit. I'm only based on what I saw. All right. Now the problem with during COVID, I studied, right, to become a therapist, and I talk about more of this on my other podcast, The Manxiety Show. And that's the thing about it. Now that you become a therapist, you do kind of like look at things differently now, right? You don't just look at Will Smith smack Chris Rock, how dare he's a piece of shit. Now you analyze more. You analyze people's behaviors, and it's fucking annoying. It's really annoying when you come at it like with a mature, you know what I mean? Like you watch someone on death row and be like, yeah, fucking fry him! And I go, no, well, actually, technically, you know, because of childhood trauma, he didn't even know. And, you know, I'm going to be that guy, which I don't want to be. And I hate knowing this thing. I look behind the curtain of the brain. So I don't really want to shit on. Well, first of all, Chris was in the wrong. Let's go there. Chris was in the wrong. I'll tell you why Chris Rock was in the wrong. This is probably a hot take, because Chris should have known better. If you're like me and you bought Will Smith's rap albums, you should have known that Will Smith doesn't mess around. He is gangster as they come. I've owned 2 of his albums, right? There's a lot of hidden meaning in getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na, right? So if you know Will Smith albums like I hope you do, you don't fucking step to Will Smith, right? When you talk about the Wild Wild West, that song, right? When you boom, shake, shake, shake the room. You don't roll up on Will Smith, ready to go. I'm a diss your fly girl. That's what the kids are saying. They're saying that now. No, they're not. All right. You know, don't disrespect his honey. I can't even get through it. Don't disrespect his bitch, yo. Because I'm from his albums. I'm based on his albums, right? You wouldn't go after Eminem, right? You know, he's a tough motherfucker. But you shouldn't go after Will Smith. He's gangster as they come. Gangster as they come, Chris. So you knew you were poking the bear there, mate. You should have backed from one comedian to another. You should have backed up a little bit, man. That's his missus. You know what I mean? And you don't mess with a gangster's missus. Dangerous. So, let's be honest. Look at what he said. So if you were living on a rock, I'm so sorry. I haven't told you the story. Chris Rock was up on stage. He looks down, blah, blah, blah. He's doing this celebrity thing who hosts the Oscars, who it worked great the year Kevin Hart didn't do it. Remember, they took it from him. They just had a fucking generic, here's your fucking statue. Did you like, oh, weren't you the best? You were the best actor. Go on, fuck off. You know, and there was no one hosting it. It was just someone walks out, here's your shit, see you tomorrow. So Chris was hosting the Oscars. Again, I don't even know, was he, or was he just presenting? That's another thing too, like, because I didn't watch the Oscars, so this is what I'm talking about. I could be talking out of my arse. I don't know if Chris just walked out and says, hey, we're going to do, because they know it cut in with him doing a award for a documentary. Maybe he was just presenting a documentary. I don't know. Maybe there wasn't a host. So Chris Rock was on stage. So we'll take it from there. And he looked down to the audience and he said, he made a joke about Jade. He goes, I loved you in G.I. or I'm looking forward to seeing G.I. Jane too. G.I. Jane was Demi Moore movie. Demi Moore at the time in the 90s, one of the hottest women on the planet. Still pretty gorgeous, pretty sexy. And she shaved her hair for a role where she plays a female Navy SEAL. Still hasn't been one. Funny enough, still hasn't been a female Navy SEAL. But, you know, because they never dropped the standards. So men and women, I guess, are not equal on certain things, I guess. So when it comes to Navy SEALs, kind of sets the bar there. He's having a go at women now. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that they're not allowed, you know, they're not as up on it. as they're all talking about, are they? So anyway, so he passes the comment about love you can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2 because Jada has no hair because based on now here's the thing, right? It's not like she made a choice and she shaved her hair and people are making fun of her for it. She got alopecia, don't she? Alopecia is stuff that fall. I think it doesn't it come on from stress related. I am not 100% sure on that. Do not quote me on that one. But from what I think I understand, it comes from. It does come from stress. I think it comes from stress because I know someone who had it in his beard and big patches of his beard were falling. Like, and I said, "What's that?" And he said, "Alopecia. It's brought on by stress." So I'm only basing on someone who has alopecia what they told me. So she's missed. So I guess is it a disease or a disability or a virus or whatever it is, right? So she's not well. It's not her fault. So she didn't go out and just shave her hair by choice. And Chris went after her and he said, "Can't wait to see G.I. Jane 2." And then Will was laughing. Will laughed at it, but then a lot of people aren't seeing the clip because the media will show you that way, right? They'll take it out of perspective where he looks over and she's fucking not having it. And then Will goes from laughing to like, obviously, all right, she's upset. I got to go defend her honor now. And I get it. You have to defend her honor. No qualms with that. No questions asked, right? Not going to fault you on that at all, mate. You got to defend your woman, right? You're out there and all of a sudden someone says, "Hey, your woman's got alopecia." You got, right? Your woman's got a wooden leg. You got to go. You got to step to him, right? You got to step to him. You got to back up your lyrics in those albums, bro. Right? That's your woman, son. That's your woman, son. You can't let him get away with that. I understand that, right? So anyway, so Will walks up and what he does, then he walks on stage and Chris like, "Oh God," and he has his hand behind his back, standing out like a fucking gangster. And Will smacks him right in the face. And then walks out and Chris is like, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me on television. And Will screams, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Keep my fucking wife's name out your mouth." And then it just got awkward. So, few things there. People think it's fake. It's fake because look, he didn't really slap him. First of all, Will is a simp as they call him. Will didn't hit him hard because let's be honest, Will ain't in the gym throwing left hooks, right hooks, right? Will probably started walking up and then as he's walking up just like realized he made a mistake and went, "Fuck, now I have to follow this through." Like, when you go out, this happened in my younger days, you go out with a girl and she mouths off and now all of a sudden there's a fight and she got into a fight with a guy and then you gotta walk up like, "I gotta fucking hit this guy now because she won't fucking shut her mouth." And you walk up, but you kind of pull your punch, right? You don't want to hurt the guy, but you want to also probably get laid tonight. So you go up and you kind of give him somewhat of the business. And I think that's what he did. He immediately regretted. That was probably the longest walk of his life when he hit him. And then people go, "It was fake because Chris didn't move and blah, blah, blah." Here's how I know it wasn't fake, because I've been in an awkward situation. I was in one this weekend. at a comedy show. Fuck me, man, was it awkward. This girl got up and started screaming at me from the back about something. I came back with an answer. It wasn't disrespectful to her, but she knew pretty much the whole audience, and they all got uncomfortable that I came back with her because she's not used to being fucking told to sit down and shut up. So I know that feeling where you kind of, it's awkward, it's uncomfortable, you want to laugh, you want to go, ugh, right? And it happened to me this week. So looking at Chris' reaction, it wasn't fake. So you can stop all that shit. And what would the purpose of faking it be? To keep away the attention off the Ukraine? Look, all you have is the Ukraine now, right? The media, it's all they have. They'll have this for a week, and then they'll have to go back to the Ukraine again, because nobody gives a fuck about, the other stuff, COVID and, Biden and shit like that. Oh, Biden took a shit in his pants, he fell going upstairs again. Nobody cares, right? Nobody gives a shit. So everyone's distracted about what's going on, what's happening. Can you believe this? They think it's fake for that reason, right? To create a distraction. And it's not fake. So looking at Chris Rock, and Chris is 90 pounds. He's a tiny guy, a tiny man. 90 pounds probably soaking wet, right? So I mean, Will had nothing behind it. And I think Will just deliberately just kind of like, as he's walking up, immediately regrets it, swings for whatever, like he's swatting a fly, and then goes back down to his seat. And that's what happened. So here's the serious part. I do think Chris Rock should have, first of all, the joke, it's not a roast, right? And I'm being sincere now. It wasn't a roast. Those environments are great. Go brutal. Slay them. It's only a joke. Right? take him down. We're there for that reason. The Oscars, maybe not. They're there for maybe to laugh at Hollywood, maybe not individual people. I think especially not like something like a disease or an infection. An infection, right? From from that. So it's not kind of. I don't think it was fair that Chris said that. And again, people are going like, "Oh, you're a comic. You shouldn't be saying this and that, the other." But I do have a sense of humor, and I do believe it's just jokes. But comedians, we've been doing that for years, right? We just go, we're just kidding. But sometimes it's not our environment to do that, right? It's not our place to do that. I just don't. I think that, listen, the joke was funny, it was okay. I don't think he deserved to be slapped for it. I just think Chris, maybe it wasn't the best joke. I think maybe he shouldn't have said it. He kind of took it as a personal attack. But now for Will Smith to go up and to slap him was bullshit. I think he should have just, pulled him aside at the end of the show, at the after party, during the commercial break, run back there and go, "Hey man, look at what the fuck that was about." And give Chris Rock, because Chris Rock is a stand-up guy, no pun intended. He's a stand-up guy, and go, "Hey man, look, you really upset her, blah, blah, blah." Give Chris the opportunity to walk up and say, "Hey Jay, look, I'm sorry." Or maybe publicly apologize later. Give him that option. Don't fucking put your hands on him, mate. Because you know what you're going to do now? I see a lot of people talking about comics online. Oh, it's going to give people the right to come up to comics and slap them. Fucking try it. Here's the thing. Listen, I'm a fucking 3rd-degree black belt, karate, kickboxing former, kickboxing champion, trophies, medals, belts galore. Fucking try, put one foot on that stage. I don't give a fuck who you are. I just take that as a threat. Sorry, the Irish accent came out there. And I will put my foot in your chest. Simple as that. I don't care who you are. Right? So let's get that one out the way first before people think, well, we could just go on stage now and slap people. I don't think people are like that. I don't think there's going to be many copycats doing that. And there's a lot of people out there mad. And a lot of people are saying comics have been getting away with this shit for years. I think they can say what they want from the stage. I'll tell you a story about a comic, actually. He was doing a cruise, and he's a friend of mine. I don't really talk to him anymore. I haven't spoken to him in a while since he moved out of New York. And his thing is to do, which I think is out of line, is when someone goes to the bathroom, like especially a female, he'll take their pocketbook and start going through their pocketbook. So told me this story about, he was on a cruise ship and this woman gets up and goes to the bathroom. And as she goes, he picks up his pocketbook, finds a letter, and starts to read the letter. Now he's 3 lines in, and he realizes that this is a suicide note from her son. She's at the back of the room, shocked. The whole audience are shocked. And he goes, "I just kind of bailed on it and put it back." And I saw him a week later after telling me that story, and he does the same thing again. So he clearly didn't learn his lesson. So someone like him should be slapped in the fucking mouth, right? You should slap him in the mouth. But listen, that's when I think comedy goes too far, right? When it becomes a personal attack on somebody like that who, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling and going off track here, but I think you can diffuse a situation quickly if it's getting out of control. You know what I mean? I personally don't deal with hecklers. I might have a quick word here and there, but if I feel like they're trying to take over the show, I just turn my back on them and I'll have them thrown out. I know that you're like, that's not nice. I don't care. I don't want to deal with it. I shouldn't have to deal with it. Get rid of them. Don't want them. So violence should never happen at a comedy club just because a comic is making a joke, right? Even if it wasn't at a comedy club, it was at the Oscars. Will shouldn't have walked up and smacked little Chris Rock in the face, and I think he was out of line, definitely out of line. He should, and Chris was, I want to say the word out of line, maybe shouldn't have been there. It wasn't the right time for the joke. It kind of was a personal attack, I think, on her based on her alopecia. I just don't know. I mean, look, it's the Oscars, man. Who gives a fuck about who got the best actor for this? Who jerked each other off the most based on fucking whatever movie you made? You know what I mean? I couldn't even tell you who won. And Will won an Oscar too, by the way. So people are saying, take his Oscar back from him. Take it back from him. You know what? Maybe you should press charges, I think. That's what you do. Give him his Oscar because it's his award, right? I know they took Bill Cosby's awards back, his doctorate back, and, when people do shit like that, they take stuff from them. No, I don't think you should. If you gave him his award based on his acting, then that he keeps the award. You don't give it to him based on his I based on his actions. I think when he started to do it, when he accepted his Oscar and he started crying and apologizing, give him another Oscar. He should have just ran out while he's accepting an Oscar. Give him another Oscar for that bullshit fucking performance about how sorry he was when he apologized. He was like, I'm so sorry, I'm ashamed of myself, and the tears were on his face. Right there and then you should bring an award for best bullshit artist. In the middle of his speech, give him another Oscar and go, now he's got two Oscars. Like, well, I don't fucking know what to do. Have him start crying again. He's shocked about the second Oscar, and then give him a third Oscar because he's just so good at fucking bullshitting, and now he walks away with 3 Oscars. He doesn't know what to do with it, right? It's like 3 men or 3 Oscars and a baby. Wouldn't that be a good show? I'd watch that. 3 Oscars and a baby about a guy who lets his fucking wife get railed by a bunch of guys, walks up on stage and slaps a smaller guy than you, who doesn't even fucking move, by the way, keeps his hands behind his back like it's those Russian girls not in a bar where you just slap a Russian woman. That's never acceptable. But I mean, those Russian women that are on fucking stage now, and this is an Olympic sport apparently, where they just stand at each other and smack each other right in the fucking face with judges and referees around them, right? So maybe that's your new show, 3 Oscars and a baby. That's it. He goes up, he smashes a smaller guy, the guy doesn't fucking move, and that's it. And he goes back and yells, and that's your fucking show. I'd watch that movie, wouldn't you? Fuck off. Who cares about the Oscars? Who cares about this award ceremony season, all the red carpets? Do you believe this guy wasn't wearing a shirt under a jacket? Who gives a flying fuck about what these people do? Who gives a shit? TMZ, nobody gives a fuck what you follow. Stop it. Let him go out. Let's entertain. I'll give you here's my $10. I want to go watch the movie. Entertain me. You can slap the shit out of however you want when the camera stops rolling. I don't care. Alec Baldwin shooting people, that's fine. Is the movie good? It's not going to interfere with my movie going experience. I'm not going to go to the movie and go, he shot someone in that one. I'm not going to enjoy this good acting. I'm not going to enjoy this plot twist. Nobody gives a fuck. No, here's Brad Pitt coming out of a Starbucks. Who gives a shit? Make the movie. I gave you the money. You go do the acting. We're done here. I don't need to stop you in the street and take a picture. Could you believe he wanted to take a picture with me and then he said no? Yeah, because you're fucking trash. People going on TikTok, which by the way, I'm fucking killing on TikTok. I'm killing it numbers wise. Follow me there, Mick Thomas Comedy on TikTok. I'm a legend. But people on TikTok are like, Anne Hathaway, I went up to her and all I wanted to do was feel her tits and she said no, go away. Like, yeah, you're trash. You're just trash. But celebrities owe us. They owe you fuck all. Did you buy a ticket for the movie? Yeah. Did you watch the movie? Yes. Did you enjoy it? Probably you did, right? Because you don't think for yourself. Probably you did. Transaction over. Brad Pitt, fucking Anne Hathaway, Angelina Jolie, the new English guy who doesn't wear a shirt. They owe you fuck all, right? Just go watch the movie. You don't need to know if they got an award or not. If it was fucking good, bravo. If it wasn't, don't go fucking see it. Don't stop. Just stop it. Stop giving these people fucking these accolades that they don't deserve. There's doctors out there saving fucking lives, right? There's soldiers out there helping people on the streets. There's people who run homeless shelters. There's people who run battered women shelters, right? Probably sent there by Will Smith. These are people there who are real fucking heroes. Like, people who deserve the pat on the back, who deserve real respect. Stop giving it to these fucking people who were paid millions of dollars. I have no problem with the money there because you know what? If the movie's going to make a $1 billion, give me a decent percentage of that $1 billion. It's only fair. It's only fair. So I have no problem with the money, their salary they're on. But let's just stop acting like they owe you fucking something. Just let them watch the movie. Let them then disappear. That's it. Let them make a movie, go on vacation, and who gives a shit if Leonardo DiCaprio got fat and banged a 19-year-old Victoria's Secrets model. That's all for me, folks. Thanks so much for liking, subscribing, sharing. Share it. Let more people know that this fucking thing exists. I'll be in a better surrounding next week, I promise. Go on to YouTube. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Throw in a comment. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I don't give a shit. Thanks for liking anyway, guys. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.